A startling 73% of artists admit to using cannabis as a muse for their creativity. Quite an eye-opening statistic, isn't it? This tells us that the use of cannabis is not just a casual indulgence for some, but an integral part of their artistic process. Artists from various disciplines, be it music, visual art or literature, are known to use cannabis to stimulate their creative juices and produce masterpieces that are enjoyed by millions. How does cannabis influence their work, you may ask? Well, some artists report that cannabis helps them break free from conventional thinking, allowing them to explore new perspectives and ideas. Others suggest it enhances their sensitivity to colours, sounds and emotions, making their work more vivid and experiential. Whether it's used for relaxation, inspiration, or simply to tap into a deeper level of consciousness, it's evident that cannabis has a profound impact on the creative realm. It appears that cannabis has a significant role in the creative process. Cannabis has been influencing art and culture for centuries. The intertwining of cannabis and creativity is a historical narrative that spans the globe. Let's start with ancient civilizations. In China, cannabis was used as an essential part of burial rituals. It was believed to guide the departed into the afterlife. Artifacts from these rites, such as bronze vessels and tapestries, depict cannabis in a reverential light. As we move westward, we encounter the Scythians, a nomadic tribe in Eastern Europe and Central Asia. For them, cannabis was not just a part of life, but death as well. In their funeral rites, cannabis was burnt in tents, and the mourners would inhale the smoke, entering a trance-like state. This practice was immortalized in their art, with intricate gold comb pieces depicting these rituals. In the Middle Ages, cannabis was used to create hemp, the primary material for canvas. Many of the world's most famous paintings, including those of Van Gogh and Rembrandt, were painted on hemp canvas. The Renaissance period also saw cannabis incorporated into medical and botanical illustrations, reflecting its importance in medicine and society. Fast forward to the 20th century. The Beat Generation, a group of American writers and artists, openly embraced cannabis as a source of inspiration. Their literature and art often reflected their experiences with the plant, pushing the boundaries of societal norms. In the 70s, Rastafarian culture, with its spiritual use of cannabis, heavily influenced reggae music and its associated visual art. Iconic album covers and posters of the era often featured cannabis leaves and symbols. In the digital age, cannabis has found a new canvas, the internet. Artists create digital works inspired by cannabis, sharing them on social media platforms and digital galleries. These pieces range from graphic designs to digital paintings, all celebrating the plant's influence on creativity. From ancient civilizations to contemporary art, cannabis has left its mark. It has been a muse, a medium, and a symbol woven into the fabric of human creativity throughout history. The influence of cannabis on art and culture is profound, shaping our perceptions, our expressions, and our conversations. And as we move forward, it continues to inspire and challenge artists around the globe. The relationship between cannabis and music is legendary. Imagine a world where music and cannabis have intertwined over the centuries, creating a harmonious blend of creativity and inspiration. This relationship is not just a modern phenomenon, but stretches back to the early days of jazz, and even further. Jazz, the music of freedom and improvisation, found a kindred spirit in cannabis. The herb was known to inspire musicians, unlocking their creativity and allowing them to push boundaries. Legends like Louis Armstrong were open about their use of cannabis, and it's said that the relaxed, spontaneous nature of jazz was influenced by this relationship. From the smoky jazz clubs, we moved to the sunny shores of Jamaica, where reggae music and cannabis formed an iconic duo. The spiritual and religious use of cannabis in Rastafarian culture heavily influenced reggae music. Bob Marley, the king of reggae himself, was a well-known advocate for the herb. His music, filled with messages of peace, love and unity, is often associated with the calming and introspective effects of cannabis. And then there's hip-hop, a genre born out of resistance and the struggle for identity. Cannabis has been a recurring theme in this genre, often used as a symbol of defiance against a system perceived as oppressive. Artists like Snoop Dogg and Cypress Hill have not only used cannabis as a muse, but have also been vocal advocates for its legalization. This is not to say that all music influenced by cannabis promotes its use, or that all musicians who use cannabis do so responsibly. Like any substance, it can be misused. But what is clear is that cannabis has played a significant role in the evolution of these genres and the artists within them. So as we delve into the harmonious relationship between cannabis and music, we see how this plant has not just influenced the sound, but also the message and spirit of the music. From jazz to reggae to hip-hop, cannabis has been a muse, a symbol, and a companion. Cannabis has played a symphony in the world of music. Visual artists have long turned to cannabis for inspiration. From the swirling colours of a psychedelic painting to the nuanced shadow play in a moody photograph, the influence of cannabis in visual art is as diverse as the artists who wield the brush, the lens, or the director's chair. Delving into the realm of painting, it's impossible to ignore the vibrant strokes of artists like Fred Tomaselli, whose work often features marijuana leaves layered into mesmerizing patterns. These intricate designs, inspired by his own experiences with the herb, serve as a testament to the creative stimulation that cannabis can provide. But it's not just the world of painting where cannabis has made its mark. Photography, too, has been touched by its influence. Artists like Richard Kern have used cannabis not just as a source of inspiration, but also as a subject matter, capturing the herb's unique textures and forms in stunning detail. Through their lenses, these photographers transform cannabis from a simple plant into a captivating visual narrative, showcasing its beauty in a way that only art can. Film, another visual medium, has also been influenced by cannabis. Directors like Oliver Stone and Quentin Tarantino have incorporated cannabis into their storytelling, using it to add depth and complexity to their characters and narratives. Whether it's a joint shared between friends, or a plot twist catalyzed by a cannabis-induced revelation, the presence of the herb on the silver screen serves to reflect its role in our society. And then there are the multidisciplinary artists, those who blend different forms of visual art to create something truly unique. Artists like Mike Giant, who combines graffiti, tattoo design, and traditional drawing techniques, often incorporate cannabis iconography into their work, further cementing the herb's place in the visual art landscape. So, whether it's through the brushstrokes of a painting, the click of a camera, or the flicker of a film reel, cannabis has left its imprint on the world of visual art. Its influence is as varied as it is profound, shaping not just the work of individual artists, but the very fabric of our visual culture. Cannabis has coloured our world in more ways than one. Today, cannabis culture is more prominent than ever. It's not just about smoking a joint or hitting a bong anymore. It's about a lifestyle, an aesthetic, an ethos. It's about embracing a plant that has been used for centuries and understanding its place in our modern world. Let's take a look at the world of art, for instance. We're seeing more and more cannabis-themed art exhibits popping up in major cities. Artists are using the herb as a source of inspiration, creating incredible pieces that reflect the multifaceted nature of cannabis. From abstract paintings that capture the plant's intricate structure to sculptures that play with the idea of its role in our society. Then there's the world of fashion. It's not just about wearing a cannabis leaf on a t-shirt anymore, but about incorporating the plant's aesthetic into design elements in a subtle and tasteful manner. We're seeing high-end designers creating collections inspired by the plant, from hemp fabric clothing to cannabis leaf motifs in jewelry and accessories. And let's not forget about popular culture. Today, cannabis is no longer a taboo subject. It's being openly discussed in movies, TV shows, and music. Celebrities are openly advocating for its use, whether for medicinal or recreational purposes. What's interesting is that this shift in perception isn't just happening in the United States, but globally. Countries around the world are re-evaluating their stance on cannabis, leading to a global cultural shift that's hard to ignore. This modern cannabis culture is not just about consumption, but about understanding, appreciating, and celebrating a plant that has been misunderstood for so long. It's about recognizing the plant's potential, not just in terms of its medicinal properties, but also its cultural and artistic relevance. And so, we find ourselves in an era where cannabis is not just a plant, but a cultural phenomenon. It's a symbol of a progressive society that is constantly evolving and challenging the status quo. It's a testament to how far we've come, and a hint at where we might be heading. Cannabis is not just a plant, but a cultural phenomenon. So, what's the takeaway from all this? Let's rewind a bit. We've journeyed through the rich tapestry of cannabis and its undeniable influence on art and culture. From the historical brushstrokes to the rhythm and blues of music, cannabis has left an indelible mark. In visual art, it's sparked creativity, inspiring artists to produce thought-provoking and visually stunning pieces. And let's not forget the modern cannabis culture. It's vibrant, diverse, and continuously evolving, mirroring the dynamic nature of art itself. This exploration barely scratches the surface. The cannabis art nexus is a vast, intricate world waiting to be discovered. It's a testament to the transformative power of cannabis, its ability to ignite creativity, and its profound impact on culture. The influence of cannabis on art and culture is undeniable. Discover more about this fascinating intersection on your own. You might be surprised by what you find.